Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So in today's video we're going to be talking about Hydra again, and this time around, just like I promised in the previous video when I pulled some shards and I got myself a champion, it actually called him, Hydra God. And I'm basically making this video to prove that. What champion I'm talking about? Well, that is not Shadowkin, but in the Dwarves, I'm talking about specifically Boragar The Elder. So basically he's one of the very few champions, I think there's like only 3 in the game. I think it's like him, Raf Matab, and I think it's Rask, that provide an increased resistance buff. So basically when I pulled him, I thought like, okay, I haven't seen too many people use him in Hydra. Like, I actually don't think I've seen anybody. Maybe there was, maybe there was somebody I used him, but I didn't see that video. And I said, okay, let me just try and see what I can do with Boragar The Elder for the sake of Hydra. Because, we all know that for the sake of Hydra, you need quite high resistances, or you need to try and bring some decreased accuracy to try and resist most of the debuffs, especially the Head of Mischief. That's kind of like the main problem. So what I did is I built this champion up, I gave him some books, but I only gave him books on this one, on his A3, because this is the main one that I care about. Increased resistance and increased speed, because again, increased speed is a really good buff for the sake of Hydra. At the same time, on his A1, he has a chance to place an increased defense on the ally with the lowest HP. Will also has a 100% chance if he crits with this one. So basically, this one goes to 75% unless he crits, but I don't really care about this one. Didn't really want to try and book it on my own. I just cared about, I gave him 100% crit rate, and that was about it. The really nice thing as well is on his A2, he also removes 1 debuff from all allies. So, if you have a Weaken, if you have the Provoke, if you have the True Fear, that maybe lands, he can remove that, and at the same time he puts a little bit of a shield. Plus, on the passive, ally receives 10% less damage from champions whose resistance is lower than or equal to theirs. So obviously if you have high enough resist plus the increased resist, this kind of is another layer of damage mitigation. 10% less damage can be extremely good, plus he brings the ally resist in all battles. So let me just show you the presets of the team that I have used, and then I'm going to be showing you the run, not the whole of it, but I'm going to show you the run because it's really nice, and it did so much better than I expected. It was a thing of beauty, and I'm quite sure this team could maybe be pushed to brutal, but obviously it would require higher stats. So basically the team that I used, let me just swap this because I was testing out a little bit. It didn't work as well as I thought. You just swap out to the right one. I had the Geomancer in here because having the decreased accuracy as well was extremely important. So if you look at the presets, Boragar, I just made him prioritize this one. The A3 I always want for him to use it as soon as he has it. For Thylesia, the decreased defense, I made her use this one as priority. Then the second one, the debuff extension. Rector Draft made open with the A2, and then obviously prioritize the revive whenever revive was available. For Bivolt, I made him use the A2 first because I want that Provoke to keep on landing whenever, whenever he gets a turn and whenever the Head of DK is there, so he doesn't keep cleansing. For Geomancer, I locked his A2 and made him prioritize the A3 because you kind of want him to do the HP burn, and the reason why I prioritized it is because most of the time he doesn't like to use it. Like if there's like some random debuffs, mostly it's Weaken, maybe in this team is not an issue, but if there's a Weaken out there, he doesn't like to use it, so I made him, I forced him to use this one. And for the sake of V6, I made her prioritize the AoE decrease speed. Like, I'm really happy that I can actually bring, some relatable champs such as V6 everybody gets. Then there's 2 epics that, you might have pulled. Boragar's obviously, it's because this video is about him, there might be lots of you out there that have him and you're like, okay, can I use him for something? And this is where he comes in. And Bivolt was a previous fusion. That's an amazing champion for the sake of Hydra. So let me just play you the run, show you how the run went. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna discuss about it, and I'm gonna show you the build. So see you in a bit, guys. And here we are, look at this damage, 32.11 million damage on hard, you know, it's pretty respectable, especially considering that it's a full auto run. So basically, if you look at the damages, it's quite well spread out, you know. I mean, the only one that did the most damage is Geomancer, because we know, you know, Geomancer is really good. I'm quite sure we could swap out Geomancer for somebody else, but Geomancer is so good in here, not just because he brings the HP burn, he brings the damage mitigation, but because he also brings the decreased accuracy on the A1. So the increased resistance from Boragar in combination with Geomancer's decreased accuracy on the A1 kind of made it so that we resist 99% of the time, we resist all the debuffs, as you've seen in the run. We didn't get provoked, we barely got any poisons, we didn't get, you know, most of the debuffs on us, which made this be extremely amazing. Obviously, we're not going to see much in Boragar's damage, because that's not what he's there for. He's there to bring us the increased speed, he's there to bring us the decreased resistance, and he's there to cleanse the debuffs from time to time and bring us a little bit of the shield. Then we have Thylesia with 6.9 million damage, that's pretty good. Again, Rector Dras is here basically to help us deal with the Head of Torment, so we don't get those true fears on us in the first place if we can. And at the same time providing the decreased attack on the A1, which is, you know, not a bad idea. Bival, 4.2 million damage. Like I said, he's here to bring us the provokes, he's here to bring some extra shields, some heals, and the leech on the A2 as well. Geomancer obviously damage, and then V6 is 6.5 million damage. So V6, not only does she bring decent damage if you build her the right way, she brings AoE decreased speed as well, and at the same time she brings a provoke. So this is the team that, like I said, this is how it did on full auto. Let me show you how this team did on manual, because I ran this team on manual the first time. Look at this damage, 71.79 million damage. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm quite sure this one could work on brutal. You might just have to manual it, or it might work on full auto, but you might need some crazy other stats. But I'm quite sure, like I'm 100% sure, if you up a little bit the stats, the speeds and the accuracies that I'm gonna show you, I'm quite sure this could be a brutal key for the sake of manualing, because this team covers all the roles that you need. Increased speed by Boragar, decreased speed by V6. Provoke by Bivald, provoke by V6. Damage from Bivald, V6, Thylesia, and Geomancer at the same time. Damage mitigation from his A3, plus decreased accuracy from Geomancer, and then Rector is the only one that basically provides us with revive on the A3, with heals and what's it called, Perfect Veil on the A2 that at the same time brings some heals, decreased attack on the A1, and at the same time Rector Drath has an extra passive that says every champion under Veil or Perfect Veil receives 50 extra resist. So this is, from my point of view, the perfect combination is to have Boragar with a Rector in there to, you know, to help each other with the resistances. And like I said, Geomancer to bring the damage mitigation, and the decreased accuracy, and then the other utility champions / damage champions alongside them. So let's have a look at the builds while we are at it. They're not gonna pop if I click here. They're not gonna pop here because I didn't keep the key, as you know, I'm still experimenting with stuff. But let's straight up start with Boragar the Elder. So the way that I have him built, because I didn't fully book him, I just wanted 2 books here. As soon as they landed, I stopped, because I don't really care about anything else. This is the main thing that I care about. Maybe in different teams I could even lock out his A2 so he comes to his A3 as fast as possible and he keeps doing the A1s. But the way that I have him built is in a reflex. So he comes back to that A3 because unfortunately it's on a Fortnite cooldown. You kind of want him to come back to it faster. So if you don't have good enough reflex gear, try and give him a relentless. That could help as well. These are the stats I have on him: 228 speed, 100% crit rate because of the A1, 372 resist. Like, this resist is a little bit overkill because of the increased resist and the other stats that I have on him. This one could be like around 200, because if you have 200, you bring the increased resist, that goes to 350, Plus, if you land the decreased accuracy, that's more than enough to resist the the Head of Mischief. But if you don't do that, if you give 250, you go over 400. So for the sake of hard Hydra, you need around 400 resist to resist the Head of Mischief, which has the highest accuracy, and everybody else you're gonna easily resist. You don't care about accuracy because he doesn't need it. And then after that, just survivability stats. And then mastery wise, I went this route because I'm like, you know what, let me give him War Master because he's gonna be doing a few A1s. And then down the support tree, because he doesn't need accuracy, I wanted to go with Steadfast. I wanted to go with a Shield Bearer because he's gonna do the shields on the A2 as well. Then Rapid Response because he's gonna place lots of buffs, so you want the third meter to come back with it. Lasting Gifts to extend it, and you know, nothing else mattered in the end, so I just took Spirit Haze because why not? I also took this one because Healing Savior, again, he can do bigger shields if somebody's under 40% HP. Then the next one in there is V6, which again, V6 honestly surprised me, and I think I'm just gonna keep using more and more of her, and I'm gonna make a special showcase video, maybe with a different team around V6, because I feel like V6 is underrated. She's already underrated for other content. She can smack, she can be amazing for Faction Wars, she can be amazing for Doom Tower, and now look at this, she's even amazing for the sake of Hydra. It's just too many people underrate her because they can empower Lydia with her, and they do the damn thing and do that. Keep one V6, guys. Keep one V6, she's good. So I had her built in an Instinct set because I had some leftover Instinct, so I said, you know what, let me just put some Instinct on her. The stats that I have on her, 222 speed, 90% crit rate. Like, I didn't even try to perfectly min-max her. I just put some gear on her, like, you know, I already had some gear I was missing like one piece. I just put a different piece on her, and this is what I got to. Some crit damage, like this could be higher. 200 resistance. Again, this one could be a little bit higher, maybe around 230 to 50. Accuracy 331. This is overkill for the sake of hard. Like 250 is more than enough. And then, you know, the defense to go alongside with the other damage. Pretty low on HP, but you know, it is what it is. I guess she did survive, even though like she has that protection. She did survive. She didn't die. These are the masters that I use on her. Again, War Master because she has 2 AoEs on the A2 and A3, so this one's gonna bring us lots of damage. Down the support, she took these size, kind of like a Lydia or Mithrala, because she brings debuffs and buffs, so you know, she can gain all the turn meters back. Then next one, which is Bival of the Thorn. Bival, I honestly didn't really change for the sake of this team. He might, like, his stats are gonna be all overkill. It's just the Bible that I used on my full auto for Nightmare, so yeah, he might have some crazy stats. However, they're useless for the team that I'm showing, and what I mean about that is especially the resist and the accuracy. They're extremely high. Like from here you can drop 100, if not 150 accuracy. You can drop easily 50 to 100 resist, because again, you don't need the resist because you have the increased resistance, you don't need it that high. And everything else can stay the same, like 230 speed, this one could be around 200, 210. Then good HP, because he's damage based off of HP, 100% crit rate, because I tried to make him do some damage. It's a bit overkill. And then the crit damage, I put him in a Relentless because I'm trying him to go as often as possible, to come back to his A2 as often as possible, obviously for the Leech and the Provoke. And then masteries wise, this is what I went on Bival. Again, War Master, and down the support tree for the sake of extending his strength on himself and the shields he does on the A3. Then let's go to the epics. Rector Draft, which is one of the champions that's, I guess she's kind of forgotten, even though she's one of the very few people that can deal with the Head of Torment. So if you have one, build one. Don't even have masteries on her. I built her manually. Oh yeah, one thing bear in mind, everybody is booked on the specific stats that you need, like especially like her. Apart from Boragar, everybody's like fully booked. So the way that I built her is, again, Relentless, because I wanted to come back to her stats as fast as possible. I manually built this one. I didn't even go de-optimize. I just put some Relentless on her, get her fast, give her HP, give her some resistance. Again, resistance is overkill. I could drop 50, 70, 80 resist from here because of, like I said, her passive that gives 50 extra resist when people are under Veil, Perfect Veil, plus increased resist from Boragar. But yeah, like I said, no masteries. These are the stats. Decent enough speed because you wanted to go fast. And that's about it. Now let's go to the Geomancer. Geomancer having a... Wait, it's not this one. This one's the Taunting Geomancer. Let me get the right one out. Sorry, guys. This is what happens. This is what happens. Let me get the other Geomancer. So it's not my main one with the best gear. It's my second one with, like, you know, some leftover reflex that I had. That's running at 222 speed. I even gave him 100% crit rate. I don't remember how and why. I just took him from the vault, used him in the team, and let's see how it goes. Try to make him survive. 200 resist, 350 accuracy. Again, accuracy is overkill. You can drop 100 to 150 accuracy easily. And then mastery, the usual mastery that I show for Geomancer with War Master, and then down the support sheet here to help you out with extending the HP burns, extending the weakens, and having a higher chance to land the decreased accuracy on the A1. And then the last one, let me see, who was my last one? Let me have a look. Thalassia, okay, Thalassia is, again, another one that I made a video previously on. She's pretty good because, you know, she can bring some solid damage and debuff extensions as I've shown, especially paired with the Geomancer. You can extend those HP burns and you can have the HP on everybody all the time. Plus she brings you the Hex so you can attack the Head of Mischief if you want. Again, either in a reflex set, but in a damage reflex set. So basically she's running at 200 speed, 100% crit rate, 203 crit damage. Her survivability stats are pretty low, but still I think I put an HP percent chest on her just for the sake of survivability. You know, HP percent chest, even though her base HP is pretty low, but still 37k HP, 2k defense, 250 for accuracy, like I said, see, low accuracy because you don't need that crazy accuracy, and 210 resist. And then mastery wise, War Master, and again down the support sheet to give me the sniper for the sake of having a high chance to plant the hex, I cannot speak, to land the hexes, and Master Excerpt to extend all of those debuffs. But yeah, this is a team that I believe it's like, you know, pretty relatable. I'm quite sure that there's ways to use use this team even without Geomancer. Maybe you can bring a Mordecai in there, or maybe bring an ACOS this year that's a free champion. You can even bring like a Tunisia, Elder Sky, like somebody that brings you HP burn. Or maybe you can bring somebody else for the sake of the block buffs. Like for example, if you drop Geo, we could even bring Mighty Uko in there. Again, he would bring the block buffs. You wouldn't have to worry about the Poison Cloud. But yeah, this is gonna be for the video today, guys, because it's been a really long one. But I really wanted to show that Boragar the Elder can actually work for the sake of Hydra. I do believe he's underrated, and I do believe that his best place in the game, in my opinion, is Hydra. And at the same time, the Iron Twins if you're trying to resist the Iron brand. But yeah, this is gonna be for the video, guys. If you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like and subscribe to see when I post my next video. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.